On this special series edition of GRG, we present to you Datsun Heaven Australia. Come on the journey with us as we check out some of the best Datsuns on the East Coast, all the way from Brisbane to Adelaide and in between. Unlike Part 1 in Southern California, we'll be featuring more than just 510's. We are GrassRoots Garage and this is a Datsun Heaven series. On this episode of GrassRoots Garage Datsun Heaven Australia, after a solid afternoon on the ACT border with Brimo and his 13V1600 and Tyree's Monster FJ1600 making short work of a set of tyres. After all that excitement, it was time to call it a day.
We overnighted in a seedy Canberra hotel with leopard print scuffs as a welcome gift. It was time to jump back on the road and make our way further down south towards Adelaide, taking in the picturesque countryside along the way. We put the call out and we were making a stop in Ballarat if anyone was keen to meet up. Like true car enthusiasts do, Simon, Gary and Rexy, three good mates, met up with us at Sovereign Hill with family in tow. 4 epic Datsuns with different stories.
Pete and I would also like to say how blown away we are with the constant support of the GrassRoots Garage project. All your likes, shares, comments and positive feedback really help us out. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider it.
We're on the road. We've made it down to a beautiful Ballarat, and we put the call out. We needed Datsuns. We wanted to see some Datsuns, and Simon's thrown a message in there. He said he'd turn up, and then look what's turned up behind us. We're losing it. We're loving these cars. Simon, welcome to GrassRoots Garage. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Tell us about your car.
It was a bit of a COVID project, actually. Gary and Rexy tagged me in one that was on Marketplace, and I looked at it and I thought, it'll probably be in Queensland or something. I didn't really take much notice, so it turned out it was only about 15 minutes out the road.
Yeah.
So I obviously put the message out, and people have been saying, "Oh, yeah, I'll take it," and I thought I missed out on it. Anyway, he messaged me the next day and he said, someone's pulled out. Do you want to come have a look? So I went out there and we took it home. But it was completely stripped out inside, no interior. The engine was no carbies, all pretty much seized up 2 litre in it. But it had been sitting in the shed for 15 years. And so I pulled it out, took it home, and actually just polished it. That's all I've done. Is I was thinking about going to have to paint it, but just give it a rub back and quick polish.
Oh, magic.
And
so it's been resprayed at some point.
Yeah,
right?
about 13 years ago they resprayed it.
Yep.
Just a home shed job, I think they did. And so chucked some wheels on it, put some interior in it, and there you go. Built a new engine for it as well. So it's got an L16 stroker in it. So
Love that.
Just something different.
Everywhere we've been going, Ryan, I've just been saying everyone needs to get these cars, polish them, put some wheels on them, get them registered, and drive them. Sitting for 14 years, chuck a motor in them and get them going. I love it.
That's all I've done, basically, just to get on the road. So it's completely standard. Front brakes, struts, the whole lot. It's all original drums. The only thing, it's just the seats inside. It's probably really it had a stumpy little dogleg 5-speed in it. Factory tacho was already in it. Little things like that I didn't even realise when I bought it. But
Made the tacho dash alone.
Yeah.
That's
But I was trying to work out the gears when I got off the trailer, and realised later on that it's a 5-speed with the up on the left with the reverse, which was I was trying to work out what was going on. But it's 5-speed. So
how good's that?
So I was trying to work out what to do with the engine in it. So I thought, I've got a few bits and pieces laying around, so just grabbed an L16 and L18 and mixed the two, put 18 cranking rods in the 1600, just an L20 cam. Yeah. And had issues in the boot, but the old Hitachi issues, didn't know what they were like, so saw some kits, which was nearly impossible now. You can't get kits for the old Hitachi stuff anymore. It's pretty much gone. But managed to get a guy up Chuka about 2.5 hours from here, and he rebuilt them. And mate, a local guy that's got a dyno in his backyard, and he shed and tuned them up, and runs like a dream. It's just beautiful. Yeah.
Simon is also the owner of a pretty awesome 1600 race car that's been in the family for 30 years.
When I was only about 17, 18, my father had bought a 1600. It was an ex-rally car that had been rolled. And I looked at it and I shook my head and I thought, what's he doing,
Yeah.
And they put another roof on it and got it going. They just started doing dirt autocross stuff with it and mucking around and just giving it an absolute hiding.
Yeah.
And then he got a bit more serious and started turning into a track car and was more powerful with the L18, a lot of work done to it. And then when I was 20, I started going away with him racing, and we're doing just sprint days at Winton and things, Calder Park and stuff like that. And then as he's got older, he's got out of that, and I bought the car off him, I think it was about 8 years ago, and rebuilt it, and now I'm just running it now, and still got it. So it's been in the family about 30 years, and it's originally a 68.
Yeah.
So it's been a rally race car all its whole life. So
Wow.
it's going for another rebuild now because I crashed at a hill climb. So as you do, as my wife said, if you're not crashing, you're not trying.
That's right, man. I love that. I love that. So who's rebuilding it for you? Got a shop?
No, I do it myself.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay.
Hoisting the shed, so it was basically a full front cut.
Yeah.
But I've just gone a bit overboard with it, so it's. Yeah, I think the roof and the left-hand rear quarter is the only part I haven't touched on it yet. So.
And that's you get to the point where you go, okay, we've replaced every guard, we've replaced every part. At what point is it a new car? It's like the old boat thing, you know, like. It
would have been so much easier just to reshell it, but then it wouldn't be the same car.
That's right,
I was determined I was going to fix this car, and Father Brian, he said, no, it's gone. It's gone, mate.
Yeah.
I said, nah, I'm going to get this thing going, no worries. So it's pretty much nearly all to the stage of painting now, but it runs an SR20 DE plus D, so it's got the high compression with 15-pound boost on the turbo and everything like that. And but 185 kilowatts of wheels and an 800 kilo car, so can't go wrong.
Party.
Next up is Gary and his beautiful white 1600.
Gary, thanks for your time.
Yeah, welcome, mate. You're welcome.
Tell us about your car.
It's a very long build. It's a 70 model Aussie four-door. So I got it in really original condition, a little bit of rust here and there. Sent it in for a bare metal respray in 97. So the paint's been on it since 97.
You're kidding.
Wow. Lots of things got in the way. Life keeps getting in the way, and it finally got on the road, registered in January 19. So it's 22 years after paint that it actually rolled out of the on plates. It's an old school. It was always meant to be an old school build. I had a real clear idea. I wanted stark white. I didn't like the Datsun whites. They're too murky for me. So it's a Mitsubishi white from the 90s. All standard stuff, what you'd expect. L20 that I rebuilt, we worked it out 33 years ago. So it's, I think the official term is it's stuffed.
Okay.
And it's about to be replaced. A87 head, ported, wade cam, twin 40 McCuney Solexes, extractors, all the classic old school stuff. 240k front end, 240k gearbox, 240k diff. Lowered a reasonable amount, probably a little bit too much. Needs the adjustable rear end in it. Sway bars and stuff. Recaros, full set of Smiths, gauges, which I wanted because of the old school look. Always liked them. And it was just done to be black, white and chrome, and the build just kept changing. You know, every couple of years something had to be different, and things like the BR wheels, and that came along a bit later.
Mate, you put those wheels and those seats in any car, I'm in love. I just love both of those things. They're my favourites. Take me back to the very start. Tell us about your first car.
Believe it or not, a white 1970 Aussie four-door 1600.
Really? That's mad. Not this one though.
No. So that was why it had to happen. I had one as a uni student, living here in Ballarat. No money, no real skill with them. Couldn't afford the bits, and it was just a dog. It was a real dog. So about 15 or 20 years later, I saw a magazine article for Sweet 16, Wayne Johnson's car in New South Wales, and I just went, that's it. I'm going to do one. A couple of years later, I found this one sitting at the Nissan dealer. and it had to be a white 70 model with black interior. That's what showed up, and story just unfolded from there.
I love that. Let's just say you've got an unlimited budget. What would you do to the car? Would you change it? Would you upgrade it? What would you do to it?
It would stay old school. So it would definitely be some sort of grunter, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, somewhere, something with grunt. I'd probably stay all series. I would go LSD. It hasn't got that. It hasn't got any horsepower. Why do I need an LSD? Definitely upgrade the brakes. Definitely upgrade the suspension. Definitely go adjustable. A lot more. It's got the Armstrong steering and the geometry and stuff that's just 50 years old, and there's lots of better ways of doing it now.
Yeah. We were checking out the old Waterhouse power steering kits yesterday, and all the rally cars have got them. He loves them. He reckons they're great. He said he'll never go back. Still get your road feel, still get everything. It's just a bit of assist. So
totally understand. Yeah. I'd have one of those in a heartbeat. If you said no downtime and unlimited budget. Yeah, easy.
Straight on.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we have Rexy.
Perfect. We got the pair. We got the pair today. Rexy's brought them down. Rexy's wife's over there. She's not interested. She's like, whatever. Not hanging out with you blokes. We've got Rexy today. Rexy, thanks for your time, man.
Thanks, Pete. Cheers.
You start me wherever you want, but tell us about your cars.
No worries. So the 1970 sedan, SR20, pretty mild sort of motor, standard. It's got a Nis tune on it, front mount. It's run about 15 pound, makes about 170 at the rear tyres. R200 LSD diff, billet shafts, e-boost controller, Recaro seats, pretty sort of what would you say, standard inside. I just sort of nice and clean. Apart from that, that's about it. Obviously Shantung yellow. I've got a thing for Shantung yellow.
I've noticed the yellow, mate.
Yeah. So actually, I come across that car. I bought it as a completed car off a Sean Hammond who lives in Melbourne. But the car initially come from South Australia. Actually, I'd sold all my Datsuns and I was getting married to a lovely wife, and I wanted to have Datsuns in my wedding. So I made an inquiry to get that car for my wedding. And Sean said, yeah, I can do it, but it might be gone because I'm buying a coupe. And I said, okay, how much would you like for the car? So I've bought the car, and it was a nice car, but it was sort of a bit ratty here and there. Like it had the engine conversion done, but the engine bay was pretty just untouched.
Sort of threw it in, and
a lot of the carpet was original carpet. Door trims were a bit ratty. So I've basically, since I've had it, I've detailed all the bay. Different Simmons on it. I'm a fiend for Simmons. I love Simmons.
Mate, and especially you went for the dark, which I love as well. Like with the polish, it's really nice.
Well, I've only recently done that look. I did have white Simmons on it, and I ran them for probably 10 years. And just before Christmas, I thought, I'll change it up. So put the grey ones on it. And
did you keep the white ones?
I just got the centres painted.
Okay,
So. And everyone's like, I don't know about that, but then when they've seen it with the gunmetal grey, they love it. So I've just been tidying it up over the years. New bumper bars, had the seats touched up. Just all, bits and pieces as you go along. So
when you say new bumper bars, you saying like you've bought a reconditioned set, or are they? What are they?
They're I think it's muscle car parts.
Oh yeah.
And so I bought front and rear for them, and the fitment and the finisher. Yeah, perfect. So
right.
Can't.
Nice little Christmas present for the car.
Up to them. Exactly. Like
that.
Yeah.
Tell us about the wagon.
The wagon, that was actually a bit of a lucky buy. Find that one. I was just scrolling on eBay, as all us Datsun tragics do. And I just happened to see it, and I thought, oh yeah, it's fairly cheap, bidding at $1,200. It's probably about 9 years ago, I guess now, and I'd clicked on it, and I didn't realise it was a wagon. Now it was a wagon. I thought, oh yeah, it's not bad, you know. It needs to be done up, of course, but for $1,200, so I spoke to the guy and said, look, what could I buy it for now? And said, oh, $1,500 and it's yours. So I said, no worries.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, so made the trip down to Clayton, about probably an hour 15 from here, down in Melbourne, and bought it and trailered it home, and then basically it's just been a shed project that over the it's probably been finished probably what's ever finished, I guess, Pete,
right.
you know, probably 5 years now, and so that was very ratty. So new paint job, new rubbers throughout, everything new underneath, tyres, white walls, Venetians. I was lucky enough to get the interior from a smashed one over in Adelaide. I think Adam Burke's got the smashed car still. Okay. It's a light blue one, so you may catch up with Berkey tomorrow.
Okay.
So the interior come out of that, and like it's just immaculate.
Wow.
So so it's all stock. It's an 1800, but it wouldn't pull the skin off a custard, you know. So but no, it's pretty cool cruising, particularly with the wife and kids. We can just jump in that one. Doesn't fill up too much like the other one. So
You'd have 100 horsepower in the rain, wouldn't you? You know.
Oh yeah, definitely, or on wet grass, you know.
Definitely.
For sure.
Beautiful. That's Rexy's epic little collection of Datsuns. Rexy, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Pete. Cheers.
Legend, man. What an epic afternoon with Simon, Gary, Rexy and family. We had a hot tip to go check out the Pink Lake. The light was fading, but we were determined to make it happen, and we were not disappointed.
Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.
Are we allowed to drink beer on YouTube? What's the rules?
I'm driving, mate, so you can do whatever you
I can do whatever I want.
Beer assistant.
Hey? Yeah.
Nice.